I got a couple of pictures of what I have so far on paper in the uh, GURPS channel, and the rest it'll be showing up as a digital thing when I'm done. I just draft on paper, but you'll have the B deck, the working deck and the living deck all put together and actually ready to map and use. And I'll have that done by next week this time because I'm much happier with how this looks. Real quick, Livia does that lower deck look like it about captures the shape of the ship that you had in mind, or have I gone off after the wrong ship model?
No, that's really cool. It's cool to see my white.
Cool. All right. So that is the shape you had in mind.
Yeah.
Okay. I did find the right pictures, find the pictures from yours and then identify correctly which ship I was working with. Okay. All right. So, are we good to go live?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, last week, the party, well, mostly Livia and Cyrulas struggled at length to place a tracker on a truck. But they did succeed. The party made a decision to try and track a vehicle on the surface of the planet and try and learn what they could about the smuggling operation that way. Try and find their next point of contact that way. So while the captain was mostly just getting a night's rest, or starting a night's rest, his crew went out and struggled mightily to complete a task. There was much blunt force trauma involved, and more than a few moments that seemed to call for a Benny Hill soundtrack, but nevertheless, the party has successfully placed a hidden tracker on a box truck. The party returned home, gave a report, woke up the captain to give him a report on what happened, looked into treating Livia's internal wounds, and then everybody went to bed. The captain slept in a little bit to recover from his long missed night of sleep, but then got up and took the ship up into space, settled their bill with the dockyard services, and
technically, we hadn't taken off yet.
Really? I thought we had.
I ran the startup sequence.
Oh yeah. Ran the startup sequence and was just waiting. So he's got the engines running, so to speak, reactors at at active and not standby power levels, and is just chilling on the bridge, I guess.
Yeah. So towards the end of our last session, you asked me if there was something else that I wanted to say, and I didn't think there was. Fortunately, I get to rewatch our sessions. I think it'd probably be a good idea for me to radio in for clearance to take off.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you are. Okay. Horizontal traffic. That is, so liftoff and landing traffic is generally cleared. You're getting instructions for that on a general a flight path to lift off to orbit. Once you're in orbit, you're supposed to abide by essentially a certain limited speed, which mostly just means that you're going to fire engines only to switch orbits as long as you're in orbit. But then, as long as you're suborbital and not near the city, then you can kind of do what you want. And then once you actually break orbit of the planet, again, you can mostly do what you want. Does that make some sense about where can you sort of understand where there's rules and where there aren't?
Yeah. Basically, if I'm in somebody's airspace, I need to not do Top Gun shit.
Yeah. Right. And so since you are currently going to be, if you take off from here, you're going to be in someone's airspace. You're expected to go ahead and request a course and follow it. And you are in fact given a course to low planetary orbit. You will need to specify what your intended orbit is. Given where you're at, you're actually nearly equatorial, so it isn't too hard at all it wouldn't be too hard at all to get a nearly geosynchronous orbit over this area, except that is peak traffic space for folks going up and down. So if you're looking for a parking orbit that keeps you in above the horizon of where you want to be, you'd have to either go for a high orbit, which would mean your takeoff and landing is going to take a little longer. Or you have to accept that there's going to be a small window of time every few hours when your tracker will probably be over the horizon from you. Does that make sense?
Not really, because the way that you're describing it makes me.
Yak City
makes me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's just the way that you're describing it makes it seem like the planet itself is incredibly small. In an orbit situation, I could be several miles away from being directly above where I need to be and be clear of traffic and still be able to see the landscape that
that depends a bit on okay, so if we were talking just stationary satellites, that would absolutely be the case. There's loads of space to have all kinds of room for things that don't maneuver much. But with spacecraft, there has to be a little bit more, a little more space between folks in various orbits, because a spaceship has a lot of potential to abruptly change where it's at. Now, granted, I am not an expert at this. Let me think. Oh crap!
Let's do this.
This is not a very populous planet, though. Yeah. All right, you're able to request an orbit that's very likely to keep you above the horizon of your tracker, unless it goes significantly further north or south than you're expecting.
I was going to say we basically, for all intents and purposes, know the route of this box truck to a point. So it stands to reason that I could position the ship to a spot where we know that it's going to be and be out of the way of the city space traffic.
Yes, you can be up, over that next major town, semi-major town, along the one highway out of town, and have no meaningful competition for orbital tanks. And it's still equatorial enough that you don't have to have a very eccentric orbit to stay parked at that latitude, so you shouldn't be wandering across the horizon much at all. So yes, you're able to get an orbit. Go ahead and give me just a quick piloting check. Oh wait, did you already do that? Wait, we did that last session. That's why I thought we'd done this already.
I think it seems like I did. I also distinctly recall discussing the startup sequence towards the very end, so I think we maybe kind of like zigzagged a little bit in terms of like the timing of what we were doing. Do we want to look up what that role was, or do you want a new role?
I can see the role right there.
Okay. Oh yeah, I do see that.
It's in the chat. It reports that you made your piloting check
success by
2, and it is a very easy task, so you have a nice bonus there. You are able to lift off without disturbing your sleeping crew members and park the ship in orbit.
Cool. So
it only takes about an hour and a half to get into orbit and park.
About how long?
And at that point...
Yeah, about how long had they been sleeping at this point?
At this point, if they want to wake up now, they could. However, I believe everybody still has some fatigue points lost, except for the captain, from missing sleep last night. So, So you'll recover 1 fatigue point that you lost, Livia, just by getting a full night's sleep. And if you sleep, and for every extra hour you sleep, you'll recover another fatigue point. So if you sleep for 10 hours, you will recover all of your lost fatigue points, and then we will get into looking at healing.
I'll put on some coffee and start frying up some eggs and bacon. And if they want to get up, they can. I'm not gonna worry too much about what they're doing right
Livia?
now.
She is staying.
Do you intend to just go ahead? Yeah.
She is staying down because she doesn't get this very often. She's going to take whatever scraps of sleep she can get.
Very good. All right. Then you go ahead and sleep the full interval, and then we will take a look at recovering from wounds. Now, I believe at this point we have already sourced you folks your basic set campaigns, correct?
No,
nope. Not yet.
Nope.
We talked about
Very
it.
Very good. Give me a moment. I got hold of that for you, but I have not put it out for you yet, so let's fix that. All right, give it a couple seconds.
Whenever I do this setup, I can't go to my taskbar easily. It's annoying.
Yeah. There it is. Now, let's open that as well. Page 423. And so, one thing to know about basic set campaigns and basic set characters that will immediately help you understand what's going on is that they share a page range. So, the basic set campaigns picks off in the 300 some pages. So you can say basic set page whatever. In theory, that helps you. That makes it easy to tell. In practice, I think it actually is clunkier, but that was the idea that the publishers had.
Come on. Let me.
Yeah.
432. There we go. Damn. So what am I looking at?
All right. We are on page 424 to address medical care and natural recovery. So, at the end of each day of rest and decent food, make an HT roll. What this is going to mean is we're going to go ahead and just treat this as in the morning, simply because we are a bunch of D&D players as well, and it's going to be easier to remember if it's just when you get up. And keep in mind that we don't get kind of min-max that like you do in D&D sometimes by taking long rests as close as possible to other long rests, all right? So, give me an HT roll.
What does that mean?
Health roll.
Okay.
Yeah, all of your core stats have a 2-letter abbreviation. Strength is ST, dexterity is DX, intelligence is IQ, and health is HT.
12 for 12.
It sucks somewhat, huh?
Success by 0.
Success by 0, alright. So, you will recover 1 hit point for that.
Yeah.
Then, you are also under the care of a physician here. Who's got access to a good tech. So 3 times a day, he's going to be able to make she's going to be able to make a roll, try and recover you. All right, go ahead and recover 1 more hit point from your medical treatment from the doctor, and then about every 8 hours, as long as she's able to treat you, take you into sick bay, check your status, potentially give you injections, that kind of thing. Then we'll be able to roll again, and you may keep recovering health hit points. So in theory, if all goes well, in just another day, you'll be back as if nothing had happened.
Cool. Which
is much less quick than a D&D character, but much quicker than a person in real life who managed to fall off a 3rd-story building into a parking lot and then jump out of a truck. So, with that, you get up. Give me a quick spacer check as you get up and are kind of going about your routine.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, no.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just trying to not like this is not a how badly do you screw up getting up in the morning roll. No, that's ridiculous. What this is you're in an environment that we haven't narratively been in much yet, and this is a good moment for me to do some narration.
Well, I failed.
What do you got? By how much?
11, 6, failed by 4.
Okay, so you get up, you take your quick visit from Cirulas, and then head back to the crew's lounge, which is near the bow. Not near the bow, but near the front of the upper deck, and are floored to come out onto this to see out the front, out the big bow window, a sweeping view of the horizon of Yakutsk far beneath you. You had no idea you were in space.
The sun's behind us, so it's a horizon with zero dawn.
Okay.
Bop. Actually, which way are you? I want you to call odds or evens, Lex.
Odds.
Odds. All right. So you are. Actually, what was I thinking? If you're in a geosynchronous orbit, that means you have to be orbiting in the same direction as the planet's rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Which means.
That's why I called odds, because it was an odd request.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm a little rusty. All right. So if the sun appears to. Okay. So as you from the top down, the planet spins counterclockwise.
Damn it.
It's okay. We saw every single one of those, Livia.
Yeah.
Time. It's
Me.
Yeah.
So the sun is currently like on the other side of the planet from you. So it's just a clear, just a black sky with off the just about in the center of the view screen, a long ways off, is the unusually bright point of light that is the secondary star, or I guess technically the primary star, but the other star in this binary pair. And yeah, the planets spread out beneath you like at the beginning of A New Hope. So
yeah,
there you be.
Livia probably smells sausage and bacon and coffee and breakfast stuff.
Your ship could produce enough certain food items to feed you without the need to get provisions. However, the diet of hydroponic vegetables and fruit, especially potatoes, and almost exclusively fish for meat, with some chicken, granted, that it provides, does get a bit monotonous. So things like bacon and sausage are a pretty common thing to purchase as provisions. The eggs, though, those are raised, like laid by chickens on the ship. That is one of Cyrulas's many responsibilities, is taking care of the chickens and the fish, and generally monitoring the food, the provisioning spaces in the ship. So your own eggs that the captain went and gathered early this morning, and then bacon, sausage, maybe some toast, and about half an hour after you arrive on the lounge deck, Livia, Cyrulas enters. It's good to be back in space, Captain. What is our next step?
Probably gonna periodically send a signal to track that box truck. We know the time frame that it travels, so we don't necessarily need to right away. We don't want to do it frequently because I suspect if they're doing something illicit, they're going to have somebody listening for tracking signal. So we want to do it intermittently and infrequently.
Random intervals and average time of about 60 minutes.
How far out is this town that we suspect that they're going to?
A couple hundred clicks north of the town. A couple 100 kilometers.
60 minutes sounds good.
Very good. What is our... That raises a new question. Obviously, we'll know where this truck is pretty much at any moment. What we won't know is... What we need to decide is what is our next step, or what could our next steps be, and what would have to be happening for us to decide to take those steps. Yes?
I was under the impression that we were looking for something that was leaving the planet and then potentially tracking that vessel.
So we actually have... I think there may have been a bit of confusion a little ways back. Because yes, that is a thing you're potentially looking for, but what you know is that from back when you were talking with Mordecai Rogers, is that goods are being moved from elsewhere on the planet to the casino, and they're somehow being moved out of the casino to get into orbit through the spaceport, as far as you can as he knows. So the truck you're tracking, as far as you're aware, these trucks that are coming into town are actually coming in with artifacts.
Okay, I got it flipped. Okay.
Yeah. So what this is giving you the opportunity to track right now is where these artifacts are coming from.
Yeah, okay, so we only suspect that it's coming from this one town, and we're tracking the truck to confirm that bit of information.
I think it's reasonably likely that this town that mostly serves as sort of a warehouse, a trucking plant, really. Places where goods are gathered before they're brought into the main town. You figure that whatever they're doing is probably being run out of there, because based on your experience, criminology there, that seems like the smart place to hide trucking activity is a town full of various trucking activity. So, you're trying to follow it there, and either it stops there, and hopefully you find out where it stops, or it could be actually moving further than that, the truck you're following, in which case, maybe you can follow the truck further on.
Right,
What
we're just trying to confirm its more complete route.
What Cyrilos is trying to ask is, do we monitor this truck until it completes one or two complete, circuits? One or two, full runs?
Preferably.
So we have some sense of all the places it goes? Or is there some place on its hypothetical route that if we're able to identify it from all the way up here, is so important that we then stop following the truck and just immediately go pounce on that? The reason you'd want to know that is if such a thing is the case, then we potentially want to make sure we're ready to immediately go do that other thing when it comes up. Otherwise, we can settle into a sort of a stand-down routine and relax while we wait.
Yeah, I mean, unless we receive some weird communication that something weird is happening, we're just monitoring its route. We could take note if it's spending some significant amount of time in one place and then moving on to another. That could give us a clue that this one stop may be important. But I think just tracking one full circuit, maybe two, just to confirm it's following the same route and not doing something different every time, is probably the best course of action for now. Because he's not going anywhere. He's holed up somewhere. So.
All right. So those are your standing orders. Cyrulos will head to the bridge and make a successful check. So she's got the ship's computer set to ping the tracker and automatically at a semi-random interval and log the results. And periodically folks can go and check on it and see what the truck has been up to.
And I guess I'll get cleaned up and get dressed.
Very good. That means, depending on how long, that probably for at least a day, you folks have the opportunity to kind of focus on whatever downtime sorts of activity you want to aboard the ship.
I don't know what kind of options there are in this.
Well, so there isn't quite the same sorts of structured, literal list of downtime activities as D&D has. But the question is more, what sorts of things would your character do during downtime?
I've got a hilarious idea, actually.
What is it?
You're gonna be able to kind of track my line of thought when you watch my thing here. Where's the skills? Basic set. Okay. Nope. Where is social games? Oh, I already have FPS on there. Okay, she's gonna kick some dudes' asses on Space Call of Duty or whatever.
All right.
So Space Nazis and Space Wolfenstein.
All right. So
Pew, pew.
Are you like? Out of curiosity, are you playing multiplayer or single player?
I detest multiplayer in real life, but maybe a character like this would want to show off her like tactical skills anonymously. So she's probably doing multiplayer. She's probably a Call of Duty type player. Like, she's probably a gun nerd too. Like, I worked with a guy at Kroger who like knew all the models of the guns and shit, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what any of those letters mean. But this character probably knows. So yeah. she probably likes to be a gun.
I am sure that this character does.
There is a
especially since you've been in this odd position for a significant portion of your career, having what was seen as like the absolute bleeding edge of tech for this planet, but also being aware that it's honestly somewhat middle of the road once you get off the planet. So you've been probably been geeking out a certain amount about all the strange stuff that's out there.
Yeah, she's a gun porn.
You haven't had a chance.
She's a gun porn nerd, absolutely.
So, you're playing some online shooter or two for a good chunk of the day. Captain, what are you doing?
I'll probably be in the armory, doing some maintenance, routine maintenance
I'm gonna do this for fun.
on the weapons and shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How do you do?
Success by 1 for my general gaming. So she's winning.
Let me see. What's your skill?
It's 11.
Yeah. So a 13-year-old is not banging your mom last night.
Yeah, you're reasonably pleased with how well you're playing, but the results here, like, there must be a couple of serious no-lifers on that you keep getting matched with, because you swear you're like, where is my team, kind of a thing going on a lot. So you're not accumulating much wins. You're accumulating lots of kills, but not very many wins over the course of a long morning.
It's okay. She's just trying to prestige her AR-15.
Yeah. Lex, go ahead and give me an armory check.
Got armory for heavy weapons.
Let's see. Armory heavy weapons or armory small arms, depending on what you're trying to tinker with.
Didn't we pick up heavy weapons, armory heavy weapons specifically for like the shipboard weaponry?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll inspect those.
And because you were thinking at some point to pick up some, like, tripod mounted and that kind of deal down the road,
handheld minigun,
and want to be prepared, even though you didn't have any like that yet.
Predator style.
So you're going to go. So you're going to go ahead and do some calibrations then.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a check. Very good.
You know, narratively, because
and
this character is such like she's like a crossbreed between like Dakota and Dib, and Dib has this aversion to, like, she's not good at sailing, and that's kind of carried over in this character. Like, she doesn't know how to space. She's just kind of here, along for the ride.
And well, the other thing is that at least one of your crew members is a little bit of a workaholic, and it isn't you.
Yeah, true.
On that note, Cyrulos is going to take this opportunity to check Star Drive and tune that. Legitimately, yes, you could run Doom on a pocket watch at this game. In fact, you could run Doom on the tiny biomonitor implant she has at this tech level.
We've already had a scientist in real life run Doom on a petri dish with bacteria.
Oh, I gotta look that up.
Vaguely, like,
yeah,
in the most.
It was
the most abstract sense.
Very
technically,
low resolution. Yeah.
Technically, they have done a thing that qualifies as meeting, like, the computational requirements of running Doom, but it doesn't add up to creating, like, making Doom playable on.
Mathematically,
that's an important distinction that I feel gets overlooked.
Yeah,
mathematically, their Petri dish could run Doom. Practically, it couldn't. But actually, you could run Doom on the tiny cybernetic implants he has. You could run Doom on your gun's computer.
Oh, that'd be sick. Like VR.
And in fact, play Doom on your gun.
Lex is just staring off into space. Lex, what are you doing? I'm just playing Doom on my brain computer.
Lex, what are you doing? Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Batman was playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. Anyway, you are various degrees of entertained and occupied for the morning, working or playing.
I think it'd probably be reasonable to rotate with Siru to check the tracking so that she can take care of the livestock we suddenly have.
So the interesting thing is, so she set up the ship, automatically ping the tracker at a semi-randomized interval, and set up maintain that data, and you folks can, from any computer interface terminal within the ship, or with your own personal computers if they're connected to the ship's network, which hers is, call up that information anywhere in the ship that you want.
Fair enough.
So you can absolutely, you have a built-in radio in your brain. You can have the ship you sort of on a spare, an extra browser tab in your brain, just automatically updating tracker information as as it collects it, if you want. About an hour and a half after you reached orbit, the truck that you're tracking stopped at a truck stop
Space
in
7-Eleven.
In that town you'd been kind of keeping an eye on. However, it does not appear to have stopped at any warehouse there. Instead, it headed out of town about an hour after it stopped in town, and it is still going about, by the time you folks had been up here in orbit for about 6 hours. Looks like they're on a bit of a long haul trip somewhere.
Okay.
The afternoon starts.
Any indication that it's going far enough that I might need to adjust the ship's position?
Yes. Currently, you're currently at the point where if it continues within another hour or so, you will start intermittently losing contact with it for about half of the day. And
I think it'd be important. I think
if it keeps going within another day, it'll just fully be outside your good tracking range here in low orbit.
All right,
you got a couple of options. You could go up, go into higher orbit, which would slow your response time a bit, but would mean you don't have to keep continually chasing different orbits. Or you could just shift your low orbit north.
I'll let Sierra know what's going on and get her opinion.
So, he recommends you ping her, and she is down in the star drive engine room, which is the on the working deck. That is in the middle of the ship, reasonably far forward. So where can I do that if I head to the GURPS? Okay, it's about amidships. It's that weird like one long block and one narrower long block and then 3 small blocks, all close together in the middle of the ship. That is the star drive engine room. She is in there, appears to have just come out from underneath one of the star drive units as you ping her. Yes, Captain? I see. So we're about to get out of consistent contact reach of the tracker. Captain, so far I don't see any signs that they know that we're tracking them. So I would recommend that we take the ship to higher orbit. A high, slow orbit that'll keep us over that area of the planet, the northern hemisphere of the planet, for as long as possible.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm just codependent and incapable of making decisions on my own. And with that, I kick the
couple of sort of mid-flow, and you cut her off. Okay. You end the call.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's like I'm communicating with the cybernetics in my head. I can multitask, so the line's still open or whatever. I said that. I literally did say that, and then I start kicking shit into gear to go up into a higher orbit.
All right. Give me a quick spacer check or ship handling, either one. Actually, this would be a ship handling check.
That's success by 2.
All right. Not only do you pick out a good orbit, you remember to call in and clear that orbit with local space traffic control before you just kick into gear, since you didn't mention that. So yeah, you take the ship up a few extra miles. You're not like to lunar orbit range, but you are well above normal satellite orbital range. So this will mean that you're able to maintain. You've changed how the angle that you're orbiting at. Instead of orbiting above where this truck is at, you're now orbiting around it, high enough up that there's only a very tiny area on the planet that's below the horizon. Or like you've got almost half the planet above the horizon at all times, and you're able to shift this orbit just a little bit to try and keep this truck in your line of sight, no matter where it's at, with minimal thruster use, without having to perpetually be back in touch with orbital control. The downside to this is that you are far enough away now that there is a greater chance of losing the signal from your tracker, in which case what you would need to do is head down lower and try again to pick it up. But that's where you're at. So, getting to that orbit takes you most of the rest of the afternoon. You could get there really fast, but there's not a huge, and have more time, but there's not a whole lot of point to that. So you're moving slowly, kind of shifting between orbits gradually with small amounts of thrust because it's cheaper. So you're up there making those changes, and that's part of what that ship. One moment. I am receiving a phone call that I have to take. I'll be right back with you. The ship is in orbit, in a higher orbit, continuing to monitor the truck.
Hey, real quick. You sound like you're 7 feet away from whatever microphone you're using.
And the rest of you are...
He probably is.
Yeah, he probably didn't just hear me.
Around, doing your normal chores, such that you have them for the
Hey, my guy.
or resting, what have you.
Keep it in the video. It's
Around
awesome.
about the early afternoon, Livia, it occurs to you that you went to bed so tired last night that you forgot to, like, clean up and take care of your combat kit, and then didn't remember to do it in the morning. So you go and deal with that.
Cool.
Hey, GM, are you back yet?
I can't hear you. Give me a second.
Yeah, there it is.
Give me a second.
There it is.
Ding, ding, ding. The light bulb came
He
on.
got there.
Okay. Could someone talk now?
Hello?
Yeah, welcome back to the video.
God damn it. All right, I gotta drop out. I'll be back again.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Now can you
Hey.
hear me
Hey,
clearly?
that sounds familiar.
Great. All right, did you hear
Yeah, you
anything
bet.
that I said before?
Yeah, we did. You sounded like you were 7 feet
Okay.
away. In another room.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this freaking headset can connect to multiple devices at once, but it never it doesn't work well with more than one at a time, if at all. And when I took a call, it it muted it disabled the headset on the laptop, so it's still connected, but nothing would run through it. So because the reason I sounded like I was in another room is because I was on the other side of the room, which isn't an issue with the headset, but it is an issue with the dinky little desktop microphone. So yeah, now that we've got that bit of kludgery
So
fixed,
I'm cleaning my stuff.
yeah, you're getting your stuff cleaned because you forgot to do it last night, and you're kind of kicking yourself for having forgotten to do it when you got up. Also, we'll take a quick second to make another physician check as Cyrulos comes by.
Yay!
And excellent. All right, recover another hit point.
Yay! We're almost there.
And she just walks by and sticks you with a needle
Hey!
as she's walking by. Doesn't say a word.
So, you're now only down 2 hit points.
One.
I'm
so
you're still.
I need one
you're
left.
Oh yeah, because you recovered one from first aid last night.
Yeah.
All right. So it's entirely possible that by the time you head off to sleep, you'll be fine.
Cool.
Yeah. The wonders of modern medicine. Or postmodern medicine, depending on whose perspective we're speaking from. Golly, that sounds like a great indie band. Postmodern medicine. Anyway.
Hey, are there any skills that I should have but don't?
Forensics would actually be one that would be nice for you to have.
Ooh, nice.
Is there space?
It was one that I thought about back during your character creation, but didn't look at it as like you got a tight budget for points. This one requires some more equipment to use it well.
No.
The reason I bring it up in part is because you have aboard the ship, if at some point you get the funds, the space to just get a forensics lab fitted into some of your space.
Okay.
In place of the office that you've got.
Would you say that this is one of those skills that I would have to like actually invest in over the course of several sessions rather than just suddenly putting points into?
So ordinarily, I would say yes. Livia was picking it up. They'd have to actually invest time in it over time. However, this is a skill that fits your character's background.
Okay.
We just didn't have the points to plausibly afford it. So I would say you could put up to 1 point in it, but I won't let you buy it up any higher until you've had the opportunity to get equipment and work with it.
Yeah, okay.
To represent someone who used to have some training in this, but hasn't had the opportunity to actually use that knowledge for so long that they're pretty rusty.
That makes sense. So I'll try to I'll make a mental note to do 1 point in that, and then I'll say that like while we're doing our thing here, I'll be like kind of like cleaning up that space and prepping it for future upgrades.
Okay. So what you've got there, as I'm looking at the ship, I had that document open. Let's open it again. Looking at the ship, there's an office, 2 slots. That is, it's sort of an open floor plan space that with a little divider that could house 2 people, or it can be, the divider can be taken down, stuff can be cleared out, and equipped to turn it into a lab. So you can be taking and just like clearing out that office space and doing what you can, short of, since you don't have any of the equipment yet, to turn it into a forensics lab. Just whatever you do, don't get rid of your engineer's red swing line stapler.
It's my stapler. Someone took my stapler.
So, with that, so you spend you spend most of the afternoon just getting the ship to a high orbit in a fuel-efficient way. But as afternoon goes on, you're getting started on that, and 2 things happen. One is a call comes in for the captain from Mordecai Rogers.
The ringtone is "The Power of Love" by Huey Lewis and the News.
Why that?
It's the first thing I thought of.
Okay.
As good a reason as any.
Sorry, that's one of those songs that plays on the radio station at work a little too often. Like, Huey Lewis and the News is good, but it's a little too much. Anyway, call comes in. Do you pick it up?
Sure.
Do you sit there listening to the ringtone?
A couple bars.
Sure.
I listen to a couple bars, bob my head a little bit, then I pick up. This is Lex. Talk at me.
I've got someone here who's come in from off-world. Just came in on a passenger transport, and they claim they've got information of value to your investigation, but there's a catch.
When you say they came in from off-world,
yeah, out system, somewhere out, came in from a different star system.
huh? And what's that catch?
They say they've got. Well, I think I'll let you discuss that with them. If you want to come by my office.
You got a name at least?
1 second. Let me put you on hold.
I need the DM to think about that real quick.
No? I need to contact someone else.
Be right back, player character.
Were you in the chat when I came up with my my enemy's name?
No.
Cedo Jovian.
Oh, I think vaguely remember that because you like using Warframe gun names for stuff.
Yeah. But the also the I kind of came up with like this naming convention for my home planet where like last names refer to the Sol system's heavenly bodies. So Vesper, for example, isn't just a Warframe gun. It's also an archaic name for Venus. Jovian is the word that is that means like
meanings of or relating to Jupiter.
Yeah, to Jupiter. Of or related to Jupiter. I was tripping over my words.
The trick here is that the person I need a name from is really bad at making snap decisions. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you 3 guesses who that is.
I can't.
What?
I don't. You're trying to get a name for your NPC?
I'm trying to get a name for this character.
Oh, Ebony's?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, you're trying to introduce Ebony? Yippee!
Plot twist: Ebony's character's name's Cedo Jovian.
I would be absolutely floored if they come up with that, but if they do, we're sticking with it just for the chaos. The chaos both of having a name that Ebony almost certainly will not remember, and a name that lines up with. Okay, what do we got? While you're waiting on that call, waiting on hold, you take a moment to check the tracker and note that the vehicle has stopped. It's actually been stopped for almost an hour now.
Pew pew.
It is at the parking lot at a mine. It's listed as a copper mine.
That is very useful for electronics.
It's also a good cover for stashing contraband.
Yeah.
All right. So, he comes back off of hold. Well, I can't pronounce their name in its original language, but as near as we can translate it, it's needle.
That's such an
little bird critter.
That's an
about
coded name.
Meter and a half, meter and a quarter high.
Okay. And the expectation is that I swing by the station.
You'll want to talk to them in person, I think.
Okay. Well,
obviously you don't have to come by, but I think it'd be a good idea.
Well, it wouldn't take me long, given my current circumstances. Let me touch base with the crew, and likely next time I talk to you, it'll be face to face. Thank you for the heads up.
Roger that. And he ends the call.
All right. All right, so I'm going to let Livia and Siru know that something's up at the station. And I'm going to ask Siru if, because obviously she's observed that the truck has been stopped at this one specific location for a significant amount of time. What do you say we maybe stop our tracking here for now, our active tracking, and investigate that spot at some future date?
Yeah.
Because it seems significant to me.
Sure. We can stop pinging the tracker at any time.
Sure.
And ping it again when they're interested. If you'd like, I can have our tracker try to ping it about once a day, just to maintain some sense of where it is if it moves on us.
I think that would probably be wise.
Aye, Captain. Set that up.
All right, and then I'm gonna do whatever it is I need to do to head back to the station. Am I still like within like the jurisdiction of like, what do they call it, space traffic control or whatever?
So as long as you're within orbit of this planet, you'll generally need to notify them of any significant change of course.
All right. Well, then I'll do that.
But again, it's mostly just okay. And as long as since you're not planning to make an extended stay here at the station, there is just a nominal 20 mark docking fee.
Okay.
So, you head on back.
You need a new piloting check?
I need a ship handling check for this.
Yeah, I roll spacer to see if I throw up. I'm kidding. Please don't make me do that.
Nope. Nope. Exclusively low G force maneuvers at the moment because you don't need them. You're mostly just kind of manipulating your orbital track a little bit here and there. And
yeah, that's a success by 2.
Cool. All right, you have no trouble. It takes you about 3 hours of gracefully orbiting the planet to where you drift into position relative to the station.
As we approach the
and
dock,
come into dock.
As we approach the dock, I turn on Headstrong by Trap.
Huh?
What's this old shit?
And
these are classics.
So, unfortunately, we're going to actually pause the session there because we're at a point where it's very convenient to add our new player
to the party,
Okay.
which means we need to have our new player
Yeah.
with a finished character ready to join the party.
Yeah.
So, short session, only one character point,
Okay.
and interrupted and disrupted, but we're going to add a new character. We'll get some nice payoff for it next week. So, on that note, any other business we need to address?
I will say in terms of scheduling, I'm hit a password change threshold. I can't log into my app right now. There's a high chance the next Monday will be available, but I don't know that for a fact until I get into work tomorrow and change my password.
All right, so we're gonna plan for.
I've got a question. How much money would it cost to do like a sweeping upgrade of my oh shit. Hold on, my chip slot capacity and like that cybernetic, like how much generally would it cost?
What do you want to improve?
Like I want to get all these up to like 13. Is kind of like my goal.
So your currently you have what? The capacity for 4 skill point chips?
That's what it's
right?
Yeah, 4 and 14.
And that's generally buying you what, a 12 or a 14?
I don't know. You just told me to upgrade it to 4, and I don't know what that means. Yeah. That's my chip slots.
Right.
That's the actual like hardware. I don't know what any of that means.
Right. Okay. But bring up your character sheet.
I got it.
Where I can view it, and then I'll get back to the stream.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. Give me a second to try and get the stream to come up. Because there we go. There we go. All right. What's your IQ?
My intelligence is 11.
All right.
Oh, is that why? No.
So
because they're all 12. Never mind.
Yes, because those are almost all of those are IQ average skills.
Oh, so I would need a higher IQ to handle those implants.
No.
No. Those
buy
chips
bigger slots. So those chips let you buy 4 points. Each chip is representing 4 points in a skill.
Yeah. And
you slot the chip in, and it's as if you'd spent and you had this skill at the level as if you put 4 points into it. Okay. If you want to improve how good your chips can get, you have to upgrade that modular ability. Well, sort of. Basically, you won't buy it with character points, but you will buy it with money. The difference to increase the size of those, that modular ability, to increase the value of that modular ability. So I'm going to go to GURPS Ultra Tech. Where'd it go? Ultra Tech. Okay. And then we're down into medical. After the weapons chapter, and the defenses chapter, logically enough. Attack drugs, body modifications. Radio. Where'd that go? Chip slot. Okay. So the cost of a slot is 5,000 marks per slot plus 3,000 marks per point of abilities that a chip in that slot can hold. So
when I would increment this, would I have to like...
Oh, wait, hang on. A skip slot, a general purpose chip slot optimized for skills, running a chip with 4 points in skills and gives someone an easy skill attribute 2, an average skill attribute +1, a hard skill attribute +0, or a very hard skill attribute -1. It can also add +1 to the existing skill level. Chip slots, 1 for... Alright, that would cost 17,000. Is that... Okay, yeah, that's just the rating. So what you'd have to do is spend an extra 12,000 marks to upgrade your existing chip slot to give it an 8-point capacity, which would allow you to run an average skill at 13, or a hard skill at, most of your skills basically, at 13. It would cost you 12,000 marks to have that procedure done.
Okay.
By a surgeon who can do it. And your ship's doctor here is not a surgeon.
Okay.
Certainly not a neurosurgeon.
Okay, that answers that for the chip slot. However, do I ever have to do anything to this actual like trait, or is that just that this just exists?
If you did do this, what we would end up doing to help keep track of it on the character sheet is we would adjust that trait.
Okay.
I would show you how to adjust it to make it 4 levels or 8 levels, and then we would on that character point addition tracker that we've been using.
Yeah. Okay.
So how many we got every session, we would put an amount that's marked chip slot upgrade purchased with currency as the reason.
Okay, cool.
Because we could just force change the cost of the trait, but I'd rather just accept that your character point value is going to get a little bit out of line. It's just the way it is. Okay. So that's that's how we would do it.
I'm following. I got it.
Yeah. Now you can't justify that with character points, because at this point it costs money to do that. That's the more relevant factor.
That's too bad. Because I'm like, I could upgrade it one thing right now, but evidently not.
Nope, unfortunately you cannot.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have to kill some guys.
Gonna have to rob a police evidence locker or something.
Something like that.
Or make some progress in your case,
I don't know what the numbers are gonna look like, but my brain keeps telling me it's like, oh, we're gonna get paid like 10,000 for this, but it could be more. I don't know.
It will be more.
Okay, because that's only like 3,300 per person, and it's like no,
$1 million.
We need real money, because everything costs like 4,000 space bucks.
Oh. So, yeah, all of your major character improvements and heavy equipment do cost a lot. Yeah. This is gonna represent about 1/4 worth of business for this bounty hunter business in general. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I haven't nailed down a hard number yet, because believe it or not, the last group I did that had a bounty hunter in it somehow never wound up actually completing a bounty.
Damn.
They got involved on other things. But the other things they were involved in were archaeology and salvage, and so they were getting paid other ways. So
I was going to say, what is shit bounty hunter?
He was a much better. It turned out that on the whole he was actually a much better ship's chief of security than he was a bounty hunter.
I mean, that's how it goes in real life sometimes.
That was the job. That was the job he wound up doing, so it worked out, I guess. Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna drop out so I have a little time to rest and
You sound like you went on a jog.
be able.
It sounds like you're jogging right now.
I am a little out of breath, and I don't know exactly.
Oh, get some water.
I'm not in the greatest shape, but I'm pacing, and I am out of breath. That's the other thing. I can't have my nice fan going while I'm talking because it drowns us out. So that means that it gets very hot in the corner where I'm at.
Oof.
So,
All right, well, thanks for hosting.
anyway, yeah, I'll be back next week with one more player and actual deck plans, and we'll get on with it.
Yippee!
Have a good one.
GG.